Yeah, boy. Hi Sneakies, it's me, Fifi, and I'm back. I'm back again today with a reaction to TAEYANG, Young Bear. I'm really excited for this. I feel like we haven't had any music from this man in about 1 million years. It's not that I feel that way, we literally haven't. This guy's been off at war, he's been getting married, I don't know what the hell he's been up to, but he's back. I don't know if he's dropped an album or not. I'm just going to be doing this one title track and then if he has dropped an album. Either way, I'm super excited because it is featuring Tim from BTS. I love me a bit Jimin. Who doesn't love Jimin? Like, it's impossible. You can't not love Jimin. So, the title track and MV, well, the song is called Vibe. Got a vibe. Featuring Jimin of BTS. I'm super excited. Let's just go.
Disclaimer, I don't like to react with captions on as I find them distracting. I like to concentrate on the music, and the music production is what I like to comment on the most. When I'm looking at the words at the bottom of the screen, I'm missing parts of the song, their vocals, and I'm missing parts of the MV and choreo. I'll read the lyrics later in my own time.
Okay guys, let's go. TAEYANG Vibe featuring Jimin of BTS MV. Let's go. Ooh, son of a Fender Rose.
Girl, you gotta know you got that vibe. 내 미소는 fine art. 내 영혼을 깨워.
That Fender Rose sounds so good.
You got me feeling so right. Yeah, it's a vibe.
Oh shit, he's back.
Yeah, this gon' be the one and only theme song. 너에게만 고정된 내 시선.
He just showed this to me.
하나뿐인 mission. 불가능은 없어, baby. Lights, camera, action. 나란 음악 위에 너는 top line. 너란 도시 위에 나는 skyline. 넌 내 영화 속의 highlight. 어두운 밤만 늘 그때 twilight. Just better. 널 처음부터 전쟁.
Ooh, he's giving us a bit of Michael Jackson. Okay. Love that again. Oh, we're taking it back to 90s. Love his funky guitars. Vibe, love that. Give me a little bit of Prince, a little bit. A little bit of Prince. And when I cry,
비춰주고 있잖아. 날 보는 너의 눈빛과 너에게 손 느끼고 싶어. You gotta know you got that vibe, baby. 해뜰 때까지 look at me, look at me,
look at him, fuck it up. We're looking at you. Hey, vibe. Oh, God, this is catchy. Hey. Yay! Yo, that shit slapped. That shit fucking slapped. I wasn't expecting it to slap. Oh my God, stop, because that was so good. I'll be honest. Shall I be honest? Shall I be completely honest? I was a little bit skeptical. Because, Only simply because I don't like all of Taeyang's songs. Some of them I really love, like the R&B shit, I really love, and then some other songs are just, they're a miss for me personally. Also Black Label, YG, anything to do with that company and that sub-company. What's the word? It's not sub-company, is it? What's the word? Anyway, you know me, I can be a little bit hit or miss. It's a little bit, I'm not sure. But that was so good. It was perfect. Let me get into the production. Immediately we start off with my all-time favorite instrument, the Fender Rhodes. In case anybody's watching. Anybody who is subscribed to me, you're like, oh, here she goes again. But, shit. Here she goes again. Anyway, the Fender Rhodes is like an electric piano. Instead of like strings inside, it's like metal rods. So it almost sounds a little bit like a glockenspiel. But it's like, it just sounds so good. It's very soulful. Immediately, as soon as you hear that sound, it's just so soothing, soulful. And then you had Young Bae come in with his voice that just meshed so well with the Fender Rhodes. It immediately created this air of just, I can't explain it, smoothness. Because he's very smooth as like a dancer, as a visual, as a singer, right? But it wasn't boring smooth. It did take quite a fun turn in terms of it had quite a bit of a 90s element. Especially with that little drum breakdown, the little drum roll, the do-do-do-do, like that part. Just at the end of the pre-chorus going into the chorus, that made it a little bit more, right? You felt it sort of lift up. Also there's funky guitars that we had come in as well. And then of course, bang, the chorus hits. Very fun, quite poppy. There was also a few elements of, reminding me of MJ at some point. I was getting a little bit of MJ, not just in the choreo, of course, but a little bit in the song, just a little tiny bit, but then I was getting more so Prince, which is what I love because those two, I feel like MJ and Prince, they hated each other in public, but I feel like they both respected each other hugely, right? So I liked hearing those influences in there, a little bit 80s, a little bit 90s, a little bit MJ, a little bit Prince, especially when you had the gritty, more sort of rocky guitars coming in at some point as well. So yeah, I absolutely loved the instrumental. The instrumental during the bridge as well was absolutely stunning. I think we had some pads come in, as well as the Fender Rhodes coming back in, some twinkly sounds, which was perfect. And the hook, the vibe, like that hook for the chorus, that is going to be stuck in everyone's heads, I guarantee you. Like, this is about to be one of those bangers we're going to be hearing until the end of 2023. Moving on from the instrumental, of course, Taeyang, Young Bae sounded absolutely fantastic. It did seem like he had a little bit of a voice filter on, but that's fine. I'm not 100% sure. Something was, I feel like I couldn't hear his tone as clearly as I usually do. I'm not sure, maybe it was because I haven't heard him in a while. But he did sound good. He sounded fantastic. He really came through it with dancing as well, and his hair, like, he looked good off the bat. Man said I'm a married man now, but I'm still looking as fresh as I ever did. Fine as hell. Okay? Anyway, but I have to be annoying and talk about Jimin, because this is one of the best I've ever heard Jimin. And I'll tell you why. It's because when he came in on the second verse, I felt like I heard him sing in a specific tone that I haven't heard him singing in a while. And we all know Jimin has quite a higher tone voice, right? He sings in falsetto a lot, and he also has a specific way of stylizing his voice. He has this, you know, that sort of, the indie girl voice. I always say it's like an indie girl voice, right? Jimin has the indie girl voice. And it's something very unique. It's a staple. It's a voice you hear in K-pop, and you're like immediately like, yeah, that's Jimin. He almost sounds like a girl sometimes when he sings. It has quite a feminine tone, and not just a tone, because the way he sings is very just sort of light and breathy. I can't explain it. Sometimes you're like, when you hear him on a BTS song, like, what is that? Is that a feature? Like, what's going on? So hearing him kind of come in the second verse, singing a little bit more in his sort of lower tones, his more natural voice, without the choice of using that stylistic throaty voice, which he chooses to do, which makes him sort of stand out compared to other vocalists, which there's nothing wrong with that. But to hear him, he brought it back during the bridge. All right. But to hear him lay off of that a little bit during the second verse, because I personally feel like it suited the song more to sort of take it easy on that stylistic choice and his tone. He sang a little bit more in a lower register, and he sounded really, really fucking good. He sounded good. He always sounded good, but because we're not used to hearing him in that sort of more lower register, more casual sort of tone, it just really hit. Like, he sounded really fucking good. He also looked fantastic. He danced fantastic. I'm really, really happy. But then when the bridge came, he did bring back his, you know, his typical sort of Jimin sounding voice. As soon as he came in, I was like, wait, is that a feature? That thing, even though we've heard Jimin sing for fucking years now, well, I've been a fan of BTS since 2015. So that's 5, 6, 7, 8 years, okay? And I'm still like, wait, who's that? Oh, it's Jimin. Do you know what I mean? But I love that. It was absolutely brilliant. I wasn't expecting to love it as much as I did, but I really did enjoy it. That was fantastic. I really liked it. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. And yeah, that's it. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you didn't like it, subscribe if you haven't subscribed. If you have subscribed, I love you. I love you. Gonna follow me on Instagram, follow me on Twitter, and yeah, goodbye.
Oh.